Okay. I want to welcome everybody and thank you for calling in this evening. Due to public health issues arising from the coronavirus situation, the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders will conduct this meeting remotely via a conference call, and callers are invited to listen and will have an opportunity to make comments by calling 973-310-7191. The Lake Apacon Commission Foundation PowerPoint presentation scheduled for this evening has been postponed to a future meeting date. And this is Freeholder meeting of June 24th, 2020 at 4:30 p.m., our regular meeting via conference call. Terry, could you please, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you please call the roll?
Freeholder Fantasia.
Here.
Freeholder Fasano.
Here.
Freeholder Hertzberg.
Here.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Here.
Freeholder Yardley will be absent this evening.
Okay, thank you. Would you please stand for a moment of silence and a salute to the flag? And please join with us with a salute for the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, and to the republic
which it
for which
stands,
it stands,
one
one
nation,
nation,
under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty.
with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. With everyone that's on this call, please put your phone on mute so we do not hear any interference. And if you want to speak at that time, then you can unmute it. Thank you very much. Pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, adequate notice as defined by Section 3D of Chapter 231, PL 1975, has been made by regular mail. Such notice being submitted on June 15, 2020, from the Administrative Center of the County of Sussex, located at 1 Spring Street, Newton, New Jersey, to the following: New Jersey Herald, New Jersey Sunday Herald, Star Ledger, WSUS Radio, WNNJ Radio, and is also posted on the bulletin board maintained in the Administrative Center for Public Announcements and has been submitted to the Sussex County Clerk in compliance with said act. Could I please have a motion to approve tonight's agenda?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Hertzberg, second.
Is there any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay.
Aye.
We'll move on to proclamations. Can I have a motion to approve the proclamations?
Fantasia, so moved.
Okay, a second?
Hertzberg, second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Not
Yes,
hearing any?
I
Okay.
do.
Go ahead.
The first proclamation regards LGBTQ Pride Month, and I do have something that I'd like to share.
Sure.
I'm going to read something to you that was shared in last June, 2019, by President Trump. And he said, as we celebrate LGBT Pride Month and recognize the outstanding contributions of LGBT people have made to our great nation, let us also stand in solidarity with the many LGBT people who live in dozens of countries worldwide that punish, imprison, or even execute individuals on the basis of their sexual orientation. Now, I'm urging each and everyone to stop making this a political issue. It is not an issue on the left. It is not an issue on the right. It's not a win, because that implies that human rights and the basic tenets embedded in the constitutional protections of the 5th and 14th Amendments are some sort of game with winners and losers. This country was founded on an exodus to avoid persecution. The United States will never be a country that persecutes, executes, nor imprisons those based upon their sexual orientation. Gone are those days. There is no rational basis nor government interest in treating citizens of differing sexual orientations more or less harshly. Now, once again, I'd like to address the New Jersey Herald, which led their article with an alleged request to fly a pride flag. To be clear, the county will not be flying flags of any kind on our county building other than the United States flag or the flags with the seals of the state of New Jersey or of the county of Sussex, and honoring those who defended the American flag in times of war. That is our past precedent, and that is how we proceed forward. I appreciate the messages I've received regarding this issue. However, This resolution or proclamation is not a debate about science or choice. This is not relevant. I myself was born into a Catholic family, and now I choose to be so. And I should not ever be persecuted by the government for my choice. And no one should ever be persecuted by the government, how they are born, or any choice they make that does not infringe on the rights of others. The United States is and will remain the land of the free, and if you are a true constitutionalist, you do understand your freedom shall not be infringed. I would like to remind those who take offense to constitutional freedoms to the words of Mother Teresa, now Saint Teresa, when repeatedly pressed to take a stance on homosexuals, for which she repeatedly corrected with, "You mean beloved children of God?" Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dawn. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this issue? Okay, not hearing any. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye to approve the proclamation this evening.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to turn it over to Freeholder Anthony Fasano for the first award of the NJAC Scholarship to William Hendershot.
Thank you, Sylvia. And this is a little unique. Usually the NJAC Foundation, the NJAC Foundation does present this award, but obviously given the unique times, they asked if we would, and this is for William Hendershot, as he is the 2020 Sussex County recipient of the SHI International Scholarship Program. William will be going to Sussex County Community College. The foundation is in the process of distributing $500 to the scholarship winner here in Sussex County, as there was a scholarship winner in all 21 counties. And I think the best way to go forward here is to read the actual letter that was submitted recommending William Hendershot for this scholarship from his instructor, Mr. William Anderson, the electronic commerce instructor. And I will read, quote, "I've had the opportunity to get to know William Hendershot over the last 3 school years. I can recommend him as a hardworking, sincere, passionate, bright young man who takes his academics and extracurricular activities very seriously. William exemplifies leadership both in and out of the classroom. His integrity and passion for success both in the classroom through various skills, USA competitions, and on the field of play is remarkable. William was a fantastic performer and leader for the Sussex Tech football team. In the e-commerce program, William has been a positive class contributor. As a member of various successful endeavors with the e-commerce program, William demonstrates great initiative and leadership within his teams. Most notably, William, as acting Chief Executive Officer for the program's virtual business, seeks out ways to build success and successful company operations. William's thirst for knowledge and his determination are admirable qualities that I would look for in all of my students. And William's work ethic and leadership make him an asset to my class, and I am confident that those abilities and qualities would make him an asset to any institution that presents him with the opportunity. I would be more than happy to discuss William's abilities and qualities in more detail if needed," end quote. I couldn't think of anything better to say, and William's ultimately going to go to Sussex County Community College, where he's going to bring his talents, and certainly I am very excited for him, and certainly congratulations to him and his family as he moves on out of Sussex Tech and onto Sussex County Community College. How cool is that? So thank you, Sylvia.
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much, and congratulations to William Hendershot. Okay, I'll read.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you were on. We just want to really congratulate you. That's quite an honor. And that letter was just indicative of someone who has worked very, very hard to achieve these great awards. And this is really a prestigious award that Anthony is reading tonight. So congratulations for all that you've done. And as a Freeholder Board, we wish you all success in everything that you do as you move forward in your career. So take care, honey. Good luck.
Very much appreciated. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Good luck to you.
Yes.
June is Pride Month, and I'd like to read that proclamation. Whereas the County of Sussex has a diverse lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer LGBTQ+ community, and is committed to supporting visibility, dignity, and equality for all people in the community. And whereas many of the residents, visitors, and business owners within the County of Sussex who contribute to the enrichment of our community as part of the LGBTQ+ community. And whereas June has become a symbolic month in which the LGBTQ+ community and its supporters come together in various celebrations of pride, commemorate the 1969 Stonewall riots, and whereas events are held annually to recognize and celebrate the diversity of the community, and whereas by protecting the rights of every individual, we enhance the value of our entire society. Now therefore be it resolved, the Board of Chosen Freeholders do hereby proclaim June 2020 as Pride Month in Sussex County, by order of the Board of Chosen Freeholders. Sylvia Patillo, Freeholder Director; Dawn Fantasia, Freeholder Deputy Director; Anthony Fasano, Freeholder; Josh Hertzberg, Freeholder; and Herb Yardley, Freeholder. Thank you very much. Okay, I'd like to move on to the public hearings. We have none, so we'll go right to public session from the floor. We have two public sessions at every meeting, one in the beginning and we have one at the end. The one that we're having right now in the beginning is for agenda items only. So if you would like to speak on an agenda item, this would be the time to do so. And if you have something else you would like to speak on, you can do that at the last public session from the floor. So this public session is for questions or comments pertaining to agenda items only. And before we open this session, we ask callers wanting to make a comment to first state your name and municipality. Then the clerk will create a roster and will call each in the order received. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. Can I please have a motion to open the floor for public comment?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second,
Hertzberg, second.
any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, the floor is open for public comment. Anyone that is listening on this call that would like to speak, please right now just say your name and municipality, and our clerk will put those names in an order, and then we will call you again to speak. So could you just give us a name and municipality if you'd like to speak about the agenda? Okay, not hearing anyone, could I please have a motion to close the open session?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, we're on number 9, which are the freeholders' comments, and I'm going to begin with freeholder Anthony Fasano.
Thank you, Sylvia. Before I begin my report today, I wanted to share that I woke up this morning and followed my usual routine, making a cup of coffee and going out to sit on my dock on beautiful Lake Copacon. I was particularly excited this morning as I sat there, because today is the day the Lake Copacon Commission was going to give us a report, and today was the day I was seeing weed harvesters for the first time this season right outside my home. I hopped in the shower and got dressed real quick, and then went back to look outside. This time, I saw about 6 first responder vessels, about 150 feet out from my dock, and it was clear that a tragic accident had taken place and a rescue operation was underway. The Lake Copacon community has experienced a terrible loss today, and my prayers are with Kurt Mulch and his family. It is a tremendously sad day for this community and a terrible reminder of how fragile life can be. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank the many first responders I saw on land, on water, and in the air for their prompt response as well. I'll keep my county report brief today, but I wanted to give a quick update on our COVID-19 efforts. The demand for tests at our county testing center had dropped to a point where we had to consider the allocation of our already limited resources and staff. However, our residents should know that if the demand for COVID-19 testing goes back up, so will our testing site. And Sussex County continues to offer COVID-19 resources for our residents, such as the county's COVID-19 hotline, an interactive map of testing sites near your current location, daily reports, and constantly updated resources and guidance. All of this can be found at sussex.nj.us/COVID-19. I'd also like to just say as a reminder that Sussex County has still received virtually no frontline aid and support from the state or federal government, as many other counties had received and rightfully deserve, for a virus that sees no county borders. That has only made the challenges associated with this virus more difficult for our staff, and it means the response to this virus has mostly been paid for by the county's own budget so far. As ridiculous as that is, I am incredibly impressed with how our county staff and volunteers have risen to the challenges thrown at them, and I know that this county is committed to protecting the safety and well-being of all of our residents. And similarly, Sussex County is committed to making it easier for all of us to safely get back to normal as well. Finally, on a positive note, and I don't want to steal too much from Mr. Hendershot's thunder, but I wanted to say congratulations to all of Sussex County's graduating high school seniors. 8 years ago today, I was exactly in your shoes right here in Sussex County, and I can tell you that anything can happen. These are different and challenging times for sure, but do not let that take away from your accomplishments today and your future accomplishments tomorrow, which I cannot wait to hear about. So with that, thank you all for your time, and thank you, Sylvia. That concludes my report for today.
Thank you very much. Freeholder Josh Hertzberg, please.
Yes, thank you, Sylvia. It's hard to turn on the TV these days without seeing everything that's going on in the world and all the divisiveness, and, in doing our proclamation today, and, Dawn having to address it the way she did, it's always bothered me that we single out groups of people, whether it's by color, by nationality, or even by sexual preference. I believe that the more we continue to separate ourselves, then the more we will continue to look at each other, continue to separate ourselves. And then the more that we will continue to look at each other and treat each other differently. Part of what has made our country great is our differences that were melded into this great nation. What we, with the help of the media, continue to do is harp on our differences, imaginary or real, and continue to let them be reasons for hate. Not only are we all human beings, but we're all Americans. I said it last week and I'll say it again, that when I see the American flag, I see a symbol of freedom, of justice and equality for all. And it's up to all of us, but especially those of us who are elected to represent the people, to make sure that our country continues to be the land that our forefathers envisioned. We have stumbled along the way, and the path to that vision has not always been smooth, but we remain the greatest nation on this planet. And we can choose to let hate divide us, or we can reject that false narrative and remember that we are all Americans and let the righteous and noble ideals of our nation be what unites us. It's up to us to live to those words first written in the Declaration of Independence. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. All men and women. Let's not forget that, and let's try not to only live up to it ourselves, but to teach our children that way. That's all I have tonight, Sylvia. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very nicely stated. Deputy Director Dawn Fantasia, please.
Thank you. My report tonight solely focuses on COVID. As far as other updates from different areas of the county will be in my next report. As of tonight at midnight, there is an advisory, a joint travel advisory for New Jersey, New York, and Connecticut. This applies to travelers returning from Alabama, Arkansas, Arizona, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, Washington, Utah, and Texas as of now. So all individuals traveling from those states that are deemed significant community spread states of COVID-19 and coming back to New Jersey, New York, or Connecticut must quarantine for 14 days. So the travel advisory applies to anyone coming from a state where the transmission rate above 10 per 100,000 people on a 7-day rolling average, or 10% of the total population testing positive on a 7-day rolling average. So if you are interested, on our county government website, there is the formal paperwork that went along with that statement from the governor's office today. So to focus a little bit more on Sussex County, as of yesterday, there were 2 additional cases for a total of 1,223 confirmed in the county. Of those, 1,021 have been classified as recovered. There's 1 new death for a total of 190 deaths. Okay, now we also have a weekly, the long-term care facility report that I'm going to talk a bit about after I touch on the Sussex County test site data. So as we finished out our current iteration round of this COVID testing, the number of tests performed in total was 370, with 311 testing negative, that's 82%, 11 were positive, that's 3%, 10 were inconclusive, about 2.5%, and 38 tests are still pending. Now, what I want to just focus a little bit on is that 35% of the cases of COVID in Sussex County occurred in our long-term care facilities, but 58% of our deaths were in long-term care facilities. So in Sussex County, the death rate for COVID-19 is a staggering 15.6%. Why? I mean, inadequate testing availability at the peak of infections could certainly explain some of that, as there were many people who were not tested positive but were ill at home and have since recovered. But the overall death rate in New Jersey is 7.6%. And in Bergen County, the absolute hardest hit county in the state that was ground zero, their death rate is 8.8%. Now, we're not alone. Ocean County also reports 58% of its COVID-19 related deaths to long-term care facilities. And in Brick Township alone, 97 of the 108 fatalities were residents of one of the 6 long-term care facilities in the municipality. So that right there is 90% of their deaths happened there. Now, we have an outlier here in the county, and that's Bristol Glen. Now, Bristol Glen has 87 beds, I believe, in their facility. Now, when I look at the numbers for Bristol Glen, I believe they had 1 resident infected, 6 staff members infected, and no deaths. So as we move forward and we, quote unquote, learn the lessons of COVID-19 and how to best be prepared and how to react to incoming patients and different practices and protocol, Bristol Glen is proof that COVID-19 is not a death sentence when managed properly and carefully by the medical community, and decisions are not made in an arbitrary, ridiculous manner that puts lives of senior citizens and our most elderly and our most frail at risk. So in the state of New Jersey right now, there's a total of 12,995 deaths from COVID. So 6,438 residents and 133 staff members, that accounts for 51% of all deaths in the state of New Jersey are linked to long-term care facilities. And then just look back at Bristol Glen. Okay, now there's an administrative order, 2020-16, that permits indoor portions of retail shopping malls to reopen to members of the public, and that's effective at 6 a.m. on Monday, June 29th, just so we are aware. Also, the Executive Directive 20-0117, that permitted residents of long-term care facilities to have outdoor visits with loved ones in designated outdoor spaces, and that started just this Father's Day on Sunday, June 21st. There was Executive Order 156 that increased indoor and outdoor gathering capacity limits. Indoor gatherings are now limited to 25% capacity of the rooms in which they'll take place, with a maximum of 100 persons, and outdoor gatherings are now limited to 250 persons. Outdoor religious services and any political activities protesting will continue to have no numerical limits. Now, I understand I've received many messages. Some of you find that somewhat baffling, as COVID-19 has no moral compass, doesn't selectively infect participants based upon the perceived intrinsic value of any activity. So I fully understand the anger from the public and the small businesses about this. And I'd be vocal about that if I were you, if that's how you feel. Public bathing facilities, we have 64 lake beaches that have been approved to open, and this number increases daily here in the county. We have 22 pools that have been approved to open. Indoor dining resumes again on July 2nd. Health Division does not require any special information about that, but they have provided several CDC guidance and documents to all food establishments to assist them in preparation for opening their restaurants. The Division of Health is providing New Jersey-specific guidance to food establishments once the Governor's executive order and the New Jersey Department of Health issues their indoor dining directives to local health departments. So again, we act as the conduit of that information and the state guidance and directives, and we pass that along to our businesses. And that's what I have this evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Before I begin my comments, I also would like to speak on Kurt Mulch, who was the Lake Apacon Commission person who was driving the wheat harvester this afternoon. I'm sorry that I'm staggering. Every time I think about it, I'm so heartbroken. The wheat harvester tipped over, and he was pinned under the equipment. In the midst of this horrific tragedy, I want to compliment and thank Chief Bob Brennan and Lieutenant Robert Unhock from the police department. They were first on the scene. They both dove in, fully clothed in uniform, and tried to rescue him, but they were unable to do so. And I want to thank the state police that were there with their divers, and they eventually were able to recover the body. But my heart just goes out to the families and to the co-workers that were also on wheat harvesters this afternoon and were there when this whole thing unfolded. It's been just a shocking situation, and I think everybody is just so brokenhearted over this. So tonight we do offer our prayers to the families, friends, and our co-workers, and just thank Kurt for being so committed to the lake for over 12 years. From the beginning of the COVID-19 health crisis, the county recognized the importance of providing municipalities with accurate and timely information. Together, we worked through the numerous changes associated with the governor's executive orders and directives. As information became available, we faced new challenges together, and we reacted according to what was happening around us. Today, even though many of the restrictions have been lifted, there are still very challenging times ahead. We are now trying to adapt to a new normal that can be frustrating and at times frightening. People are still working from home. Many have lost their jobs, while our businesses are trying to survive in an environment filled with uncertainty. Indeed, everyone is concerned over their finances and their ability to weather the storm. It is normal and natural to experience anxiety or depression during stressful times, but it is extremely important when you harbor these feelings to reach out for help. Help is available, so please do not hesitate. If you call the county hotline at 973-579-9488, you can speak to a crisis counselor. The counselors are trained professionals that are waiting to help you, and the hotline is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can also find more mental health resources on our website at www.sussex.nj.us/mental health. There's the Newton Medical Center Psychiatric Screening Center's hotline, which is open 24/7, and their number is 973-383-0973. There's the New Jersey Hope line, which is suicide prevention, is 855-654-6735, and New Jersey and Reach New Jersey, which is 844-732-2465. Please don't hesitate, and please reach out if you need help. I'd like to speak a moment on testing information. The Morris County testing site will remain open for Sussex County residents through this Friday, June 26th. Residents do not need a prescription, but residents must schedule an appointment online at health.morriscountynj.gov. This testing site will close on Friday, June 26th. The Sioux Falls Federally Qualified Health Clinic is providing COVID-19 testing for their patients, and this clinic serves patients who do not have access to a vehicle and patients who are undocumented. A person who is symptomatic must first make a telemedicine appointment at Zoo Fall Clinic, and their number is 973-862-6650. The other testing sites that are open to our residents, one is the CVS in Byram Stanhope on Route 206, the CVS in Sparta at Theater Center Street. For more details, you can call either of those CVS stores. The Rite Aid in Lake Hiawatha Parsippany is testing residents without a prescription. Also, Sussex County has developed an interactive testing map to assist our residents in locating other testing sites. The map is located at sussex.nj.us/COVID-19 within the yellow box. Okay, I'd also like to mention that the following clinics will be held at the Wheatsworth campus in July 2020. On July 9th from 4 to 8 p.m., the NJ Seed Women's Health Screening Clinic will be offered. Also, for our Senior Services is saddened to announce the cancellation of Senior Day at the New Jersey State Fair and the Sussex County Annual Veterans Picnic due to the ongoing pandemic. And lastly, I'd like to congratulate the class of 2020 and wish all of you success in all your future endeavors. Thank you. Right, we're going to move on to number 10, which is approval of the consent agenda. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the consent agenda consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. If any freeholder would like to remove an item to be considered separately, please do so now. Okay, not hearing anyone, could I please have a motion to approve the consent agenda resolution A?
Fantasia, so moved.
Second, please.
Hertzberg, second.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Not hearing any. Terry, could you call the vote, please?
Yes. Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes. Number 11 is approval of minutes. The June 10th, 2020 regular and executive session meeting minutes. May I please have a motion to approve the minutes?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Thank you. Any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed or abstentions? Okay, abstentions none. Thank you. Number 12 are appointments and or resignations, and we have Resolution A, which is the appointment of Mary Jean Ellis, Esquire, as a member of the Sussex County Mental Health Board for a term of 3 years, expiring June 30th, 2023. May I please have a motion to adopt Resolution A?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. Second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? Terry, a roll call, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes. 13 are resolutions A to E. Can I please have a motion to adopt said resolutions A to E?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Is there any discussion? Okay, Terry, a roll call vote, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg?
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo?
Yes. 14, awards of contract / change order / bid. The Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex has reviewed the award of contract / change order / bids consisting of various proposed resolutions and determined that adoption of the said resolutions is in and will further the public interest. May I please have a motion to approve Resolution A to C?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Hertzberg, second.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. Terry, a roll call vote, please.
Freeholder Fantasia?
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano?
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Yes. On to 15, which is financial, resolution to payment of bills for June 24th, 2020. May I please have a motion to approve the bill list?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second, please.
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? Not hearing any. Terry, a roll call vote?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Yes. 16 is personnel, resolution authorizing personnel agenda of June 24th, 2020. May I please have a motion to adopt the personnel agenda?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Any discussion? Okay, not hearing any. Terry, a roll call vote, please?
Freeholder Fantasia,
Yes.
Freeholder Fasano,
Yes.
Freeholder Hertzberg,
Yes.
Freeholder Director Patillo.
Yes. 17 is our administrative report with our Greg Pop.
I'll be brief this evening. I just wanted to advise the Freeholder Board and the public that the last formal meeting of the county's emergency preparedness team took place last Thursday. We had been having weekly and then semi-weekly calls for the last 3 months, evaluating where the status of the pandemic was in the county. It was a very dedicated group of individuals that worked very well as a team. They were also instrumental in standing up the county's testing site. And I would just like to take a moment to recognize each of them by name. Carol Navrat, Jim McDonald, Lama Chadad, Julia Gorell, Marty Baldwin, Ann Sullivan, Kayla Shelley, Nick Kapitanakis, and Jane Morse. And so I'd just like to recognize them for the extraordinary work that they've done, and that everyone should be reassured that at such time, should the need arise, we will be able to reconvene and be able to continue the work that has been done over these last 3 months. But it certainly is a sign of restrictions lessening and seeing the trend of infection rates moving in a positive direction that is less infection. And would just like to thank that group for all of their dedication and hard work. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to move on to 19, unfinished business. Does anyone have anything under unfinished business? Okay, does anyone have anything for new business? If you're not hearing anything, I'm going to go to 21, which is the last public session from the floor. This public session is for questions and comments not pertaining to agenda items. And before we open this public session, we ask callers to make a comment. We ask callers who want to make a comment to first state your name and municipality. The clerk will create a roster and will call each in the order received. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less. May I please have a motion to open the floor to the public?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Not hearing any. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. At this time, if any of the public would like to speak, please give us your name and your municipality. Could we please do that now, if anyone wants to speak?
Hi, Katie Rotundi, Hampton Township.
Thank you, Katie. Is there anyone else? Okay, not hearing anyone. Terry, do you want to call?
Yes. Ms. Rotundi from Hampton Township, you are on 3 minutes.
Hi, thank you. I am speaking on behalf of Sussex County Pride. Zoe had to get off the call earlier before the other public session. I'm an executive member of the board for Sussex County Pride. And first, I want to thank all of you for passing the proclamation declaring June Pride Month. I think that's a big step forward for Sussex County, and I appreciate it. There's just one thing that in Freeholder Fantasia's remarks regarding the proclamation, he said that there was no request to fly the pride flag, and the executive director, Zoe Heath of Sussex County Pride, did request to fly it via email, and she was told also via email that only regulation flags currently posted at the County Administrative Center are permitted to fly. So I just wanted to clear that up because that was requested by her and by Sussex County Pride. So
No, I
then,
appreciate that, and I don't want to take your time, so obviously if you could tack on to that, but to answer, I said the alleged request, because it didn't come to me, it must have gone to the administrator and to Director Patillo, so that's why I said alleged, because I did not see it myself. So, it came then, that's the case, but I wasn't making a value judgment on whether we were asked or not asked. It was not directed to me.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for clearing that up. But it also, in the future, would be great to, I guess, have more of, if it could go to everyone, because I think flying that flag really, like, the proclamation is a big deal and matters greatly. And like I said, we're all very grateful. Like, I grew up here. I'm queer identifying, and this never would have happened when I was growing up here. So it's a big step. But I do think that, having a larger discussion on the flag could be valuable. But like I said, I thank you for doing that. And then me as Katy resident, not Sussex County Pride, I wanted to know if there was anything that you all were doing or any information you have regarding the investigation in Byram with the police officer.
No, we don't have any information on that. That's being handled by Byram.
Okay. Is there, if there's going to be any way to know about what was said or done in terms of what was put online, because of the rallies are ongoing and safety matters?
We don't have the authority over a local police department. You would have to go to the mayor of Byram to ask that question.
Yeah, no, I know. You interrupted me, but I was asking about potential moving forward safety measures for the rallies.
Safety measures for what rallies?
The Black Lives Matter rallies, because if there are things being put online, and it's been all over, but if now that it's been reported, if there's going to be any making sure that they're safety precautions are taken.
I don't think I understand the question. You think it because I really didn't understand the question. I'm sorry.
Am I allowed to read?
If I can clarify, I think what she's asking is, are there going to be any enhanced
Wait,
safety?
give me your name, please. Who am I talking to?
Dawn.
Oh, Dawn, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize.
If there's going to be any enhanced safety measures taken due to any recent events. From my understanding, I remember when the first vigil was taking place on that Friday, there was communication between the sheriff's department and between the local police department, and they had a discussion over who was taking the place of the lead agency, because it was in the town of Newton, but it was on the green, which technically is managed by the county. So that was something that was done between the two. I think it does depend on the municipality that any rally would be taking place in. It would be that law enforcement agency, and then if it is a town that does not have its own local police department, it would be the state police if they are responsible for that municipality. Obviously, we would intend to have conversations, with the sheriff and the sheriff's department, but as far as who has jurisdiction over making those decisions, it is whatever that agency is where the rally is taking place.
Okay, thank you. That's helpful. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else that we didn't hear from that wants to speak? Okay, not hearing anybody. Can I please have a motion to bring it back and to close public comment, please?
Fantasia, so moved.
Thank you. A second?
Second, Hertzberg.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, thank you very much. 22 are reminders. Please check the county's website at www.sussex.nj.us for meeting schedules. Next would be the executive session. I'm going to ask Terry, would you please read that for us?
Certainly. Whereas the subject matters about to be discussed may be excluded from the public portion of the meeting by resolution of the Board of Chosen Freeholders as an exception to the Open Public Meetings Act pursuant to NJSA 10:4-12B, and whereas it appears necessary for the Board of Chosen Freeholders to discuss such matters in executive session, now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Chosen Freeholders of the County of Sussex, in accordance with the provisions of NJSA 10:4-12B and NJSA 10:4-13, that the Board at this time enter into an executive session from which the public shall be excluded, and be it further resolved that the general nature of the subjects to be discussed relates to the following items authorized by NJSA 10:4-12B as designated. Number 7, matters relating to litigation, negotiations, and the attorney-client privilege. Topic, potential litigation. Number 8, matters relating to employment relationship. Topic, division of health personnel policies. Be it further resolved that the deliberations conducted in closed session may be disclosed to the public upon the determination of the Sussex County Board of Chosen Freeholders, or provided by law that the public interest will no longer be served by such confidentiality. And be it further resolved that upon completion of the business for which the board has entered into the executive session, the board shall reconvene and resume its meeting open to the public. Be it further resolved that the board, I just need direction here, do you expect to take formal action after returning or not?
We do not, Terry.
Okay, well, not to take formal action after returning from executive session except to adjourn the regular meeting.
Okay, thank you. Before we take a motion, I just want to thank everyone who's on this call for taking the time to be with us this evening. We are going to go into executive session, and I just hope you have a very good week. Could I have a motion to adopt the executive session resolution and enter into executive session, please?
Fantasia, so moved.
A second?
Hertzberg, second.
Is there any discussion? And all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Now in German.
Aye.
We need German? No. Okay. So you're going to call then, and we'll see you for the executive session in a few minutes. Thank you very much.